2026 is shaping up to be an epic year for Disneyland Paris. The resort will witness the opening of one of its biggest expansions ever, World of Frozen, and the reimagining of Walt Disney Studios Park into Disney Adventure World, with a massive new lake and a nighttime spectacular. But that's just the beginning. Other massive changes are coming to the two parks and Disney Village really soon. So let's uncover everything new coming to Disneyland Paris in 2026. Starting at Park Disneyland, as Frontierland is set to get some major improvements. While the Magic Kingdom has unfortunately demolished its river, Disneyland Paris is instead renovating them and adding new scenes. By the end of summer 2026, the rivers of the Far West will receive some major improvements, with scenes inspired by drawings of former Imagineer Marc Davis. Guests will catch a glimpse of these new additions while enjoying the cruise aboard the iconic Molly Brown boat, which has recently been renovated. These new scenes include a buffalo on the pier, which seems to be lifted from the never-built Western River expedition. We also have a gaze of raccoons trying to avoid the stink from a skunk. This is the sort of classic Marc Davis gag that I love. Before the start of 2026, we saw the reopening of Buzz Lightyear Laser Blast after several months of extensive renovations. So while Park Disneyland is not getting a major new attraction, these small new upgrades will enhance the guest experience, upgrading an already fantastic park. But that's not all. Disney Village is also going through its own major renovation. Annette's Diner is set to temporarily close for renovation in 2026. From the 5th of January, Annette's Diner will close for a major refurbishment lasting several months. The renovation will focus on enlarging the kitchens and completely refurbishing the dining room, including floors and furniture, while preserving its charm and the retro atmosphere that has been so popular since 1992. And the Disney Store, not to be confused with World of Disney, is set to close and be reimagined into Disney Wonders. And unfortunately, all of the 90s elements of the Disney Store will be removed and replaced with this more contemporary interior. We see these large baffles. If you haven't heard of them before, baffles are suspended elements, typically beams or boards designed to absorb sound, thus improving acoustic comfort. And we also see lots of whites accented with wooden tones. The 90s Disney Store was such a cool environment, meant to look like a train station with different transportation methods. So it's really sad to see all of this incredible design going away. The exterior facades of Disney Village are also in the process of being added as well. We already saw the opening of the new sports bar, which has been expanded, and a new dining location will soon join the lineup as well. Casa Giulia will likely open by the end of the year, serving Italian food. The exterior features this brick facade and nice massive arches. Kinda looks a bit postmodernist if I do say so myself. This replaces the former Planet Hollywood plot. And also Pelé Soccer, a new shop dedicated to the world of football, named after the late Brazilian world champion King of Soccer. This store is already present at Disney Springs, and the one in Paris will be located in the former Neverland playground area, if you remember what that was, of course. Near the lake we'll also see a new McDonald's. The new McDonald's is located right next to the existing one, as the old one is set to be demolished. The old one was designed by ASE Product in collaboration with Bailey's. It was styled as an Italian theater. It was themed in every regard. A bit postmodern, sure, but fun. And the new McDonald's is a bit boring, focusing on some sort of ecological pastiche, as the facade is made to look like wood when the structure is just concrete. But still, this new McDo will allow Disney Village to expand beyond its existing footprint. That's why the original one is being demolished in the first place. So in the future, Disney Village may expand beyond the events arena and reach Avenue Paul Serramy. Now that the Disney Village renovation is reaching its natural conclusion, let's look back and see what was improved and what could be worked on in the future. The original Festival Disney was designed by the now late Frank Gehry, that unfortunately passed away this year. The goal was to create a large single identity inspired by large electrical power plants to connect with the nearby train station. What made each store unique were the large billboards and the massive towers that have been removed. When the renovation came about, its goal was to create different identities for each store, so we would see the creation of unique facades. This renovation was based on the success of Disney Springs, but what I think succeeded at Disney Springs was the creation of a unique, unifying backstory for the district. In that case, a Floridian town that developed around, well, a springs. But that element is absent from the Disney Village renovation. Instead of feeling like a place that evolved over time, the area risks reading as a collection of well-designed storefronts placed side by side, visually distinct but thematically disconnected, without a shared story to bind them together. Sure, the architecture is polished and contemporary, but without a guiding narrative, it functions as surface-level design. The result is a visually upgraded entertainment district, but not a narrative environment. Now let's move to Sequoia Lodge, originally designed by Antoine Grumbach. The design was inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright's Prairie style. But in 2026, the Sequoia Lodge is set to get a major renovation, upgrading the lobby and the rooms. Starting in January 2026, Sequoia Lodge will undergo a major refurbishment. The work will update the hotel while keeping its existing wooden decor and overhaul warm, rustic atmosphere. The refurbishment will introduce new design elements inspired by the forest and wildlife. Guest rooms, the lobby and the hotel's shopping and dining areas will be redesigned with nature-themed visuals and details. The hotel will remain open during the refurbishment, which will be completed in phases. The hotel will remain open during the refurbishment, which will be completed in phases. This is more easy to do at Sequoia Lodge because the resort was already designed with different lodge buildings, so you could renovate each one at a time. I'm personally not a big fan of this design, specifically with the headboards, but the practical upgrades will be appreciated. So while the new visual direction may not land for everyone, specifically in the finer design details, the refurbishment still feels like a net positive. If the updates improve comfort, durability and day-to-day guest experience without sacrificing the hotel's cozy atmosphere, then this refresh may quietly succeed where it matters most, even if it doesn't completely win on style. Now let's move to Walt Disney Studios, soon to become Disney Adventure World. In 2026, we will witness the return of a beloved show. And no, it's not Cinemagique. On February 7th, 2026, get ready for the return of Minnie's Dream Factory, with a new version after being on break for a while. Minnie Mouse is now the main character, leading the Dream Factory alongside Donald, Daisy and Chip and Dale. The story focuses on Minnie and her friends running the Dream Factory together and solving problems as a team. And near the Tower of Terror, we'll see a new merch kiosk, replacing the former Fast Pass kiosk. Wow, remember Fast Passes? I'm getting old. With a design inspired by 1930s flower shops, it will open again in early 2026. And we can see that in this promotional photo. On the laptop, we can also spot that they are using a software called SketchUp, and it's one I actively use. They're also working on Procreate to create the final concept art, layering painted details directly onto the 3D render. This is done so that you keep the proportions from the original 3D model, but add that distinct hand-drawn details. Also, the Tower of Terror will see an upgrade to its existing queue line with a new covered outdoor waiting area that will open in spring 2026. This themed waiting area will enrich the story of the Tower of Terror by representing the remnants of the patio that was once a relaxing courtyard with an outdoor pool, but fell into disarray when the tragic event happened, of course. Ratatouille, L'Aventure Totalement Toquée de Remy will also receive some much-needed improvements. First up will be a new scene in the queue line depicting a Parisian artist studio. Inside the attraction, new props, enhanced projections and larger-than-life props and pieces are currently being produced, adding extra flavor to key scenes, while enhancing guest perception of being shrunken down to the size of Remy and his friends. But of course, that's just the beginning. Walt Disney Studios Park will be transformed in March 29th when it will be renamed to Disney Adventure World. So let's take a closer look. Starting at the massive promenade named Adventure Way that will feature different gardens with entertainment and a brand new ride inspired by Tangled, named Rapunzel's Tangled Spin. It's a teacup type ride, but instead of cups, we have these gondolas from the film's famous lantern scene. We also have these nice murals on the ceiling reflecting the film's art style. Adventure Way will also include themed gardens inspired by popular Disney and Pixar stories. Guests can wander through landscaped areas like the Tangled Gardens or Toy Story Garden. The latter, featuring two large statues, trees and shrubs shaped like toys, will create a playful transition into Toy Story Playland. In the Gazebo Garden, guests can enjoy a quiet English-style setting with bronze statues celebrating Disney animation films based on classic British stories. The garden will also host seasonal entertainment throughout the year: Rapunzel and Fling's musical encounter in spring, Mary Poppins and Pearly Band in summer, Miguel's Fiesta Latina in the fall, and starting in November, character greetings with additional Disney icons. The Disney Marching Band, led by Minnie, will parade down Adventure Way with live pop and modern arrangements of Disney, Pixar and Marvel music. Before exploring more of Adventure World, guests can stop for a meal at the new table service spot on Adventure Bay, the Regal View Restaurant and Lounge. This elegant venue will serve breakfast, lunch and dinner in a refined setting, featuring embroidered drapes, floral tapestries, detailed woodwork and murals of Disney princesses like Snow White, Tiana and Moana. And I also see Sleeping Beauty. Guests of all ages will also be able to meet several Disney princesses while they dine. The interior features motifs inspired by architecture from the late 19th century. We see neo-Gothic windows and the use of dark wood, which at that time was considered to be high-end, as darker woods such as walnut or mahogany were associated with luxury and craftsmanship, often used in grand homes and public buildings to convey elegance, durability and prestige. Inside the restaurant will also be the lounge component, the Regal View Lounge, will offer guests a relaxing break in a bright space accented with royal blue tones, and at the center of this room is an elegant wood bar with subtle gold detailing, surrounded by artwork featuring the animal companions of Disney princesses, including Hei Hei, Pascal and Mushu. But beyond Regal View, guests will find a variety of new dining options with 14 food and beverage locations offering items exclusive to Disneyland Paris. La Terrasse Panoramique will serve bread bowls and a selection of hot drinks. Café Luminosity will introduce a new hot dog concept with 4 signature recipes, along with desserts such as cinnamon rolls. The area will also include 3 kiosks, 5 chalets, and several mobile carts. Items like brioche rolls, stuffed potato waffles, and Disney princess-inspired desserts. But the expansion's centerpiece will be the new world of Frozen, placing guests directly into the setting of the film. Arendelle is recreated at full scale here and includes a family-friendly attraction, a daytime show, a meet-and-greet location, and the highlight will be a full life-size Olaf, created with next-generation robotic technology from Walt Disney Imagineering. This roaming animatronic looks astonishing. During their visit, guests will participate in a one-of-a-kind celebration, the Snowflower Festival, unlike the storyline featured at Hong Kong Disneyland, which is the Summer Snow Day Festival, bringing the entire village of Arendelle to life. Architecturally, the area is defined by the North Mountain, which measures 36 meters or 118 feet. At its base sits the village of Arendelle, centered around a town square surrounded by colorful Nordic-inspired buildings and small water features. At the heart of the village, beneath the clock tower, we find Frozen Ever After, which will take guests of all ages on a boat ride full of adventures alongside Anna, Elsa and their friends. It's basically a clone of the same ride at Hong Kong Disneyland. In addition to the ride, guests can also experience more intimate interactions. Guests can meet with Anna and Elsa during a royal encounter in Arendelle Castle. The festivities continue in Arendelle Bay, with a celebration in Arendelle, a 15-minute colorful show presented several times throughout the day. During the Snowflower Festival, Anna, Elsa, Olaf, Kristoff, and the villagers appear aboard 3 Viking longships, crafted with Coach Construction Navale, a French shipbuilder from Bordeaux. Decoration of the boats was handled by longtime Disneyland Paris artisans. For instance, Kristoff's longboat was painted by Prelude, a historic supplier near Dijon. Guests are encouraged to join in, sing along with the characters to iconic songs from Frozen, such as Let It Go, which we heard like a million times, and Show Yourself. Shopping and dining will also be available. The quick service restaurant Nordic Crowns Tavern offers a cozy spot to take a break while exploring World of Frozen. Its decor traces the history of Arendelle and its royal family through galleries of paintings and decorative objects. Open for lunch and dinner, the restaurant features a customizable Nordic-inspired menu. Arendelle Boutique, the village's iconic toy shop, offers Frozen merchandise alongside items inspired by Scandinavian craftsmanship. Guests can find wooden sculptures, clothing, and objects decorated with elegant rose mailing motifs. A collection of Nordic garments and accessories allows visitors to explore Arendelle in style. At the Fjord View shop, near the boats in Arendelle Bay, guests can meet Runa, an interactive baby troll toy. Following a brief ceremony, guests can take Runa home. Using advanced technology, Runa can react to touches, blink, move its ears, light up, and interact with other trolls. Exclusively to World of Frozen at Paris, it's that perfect interactive element you can bring home. So this new World of Frozen does look quite interesting. It's going to be a massive new addition for Disneyland Paris, bringing in new visitors who love this new franchise, and it could change the resort forever. But the focal point is Adventure Bay, a majestic 7.5-acre lake. This central lake will offer breathtaking vistas, and during the day, we'll see unforgettable character experiences, and at night, a massive new nighttime spectacular, Disney Cascade of Lights, the second nighttime show at Disneyland Paris, featuring fountains, pyrotechnics, and drones. We'll see highlights from Marvel superheroes, Moana, Mulan, Hercules, Zootopia, and Up. So my friends, we took a look at everything coming to Disneyland Paris in 2026. It's clear that the future of the resort is bright. From a massive Frozen land to much needed upgrades around the resort, Disneyland Paris is no longer catching up or playing it safe. It's redefining itself, and in doing so, it once again earns its place as a world-class destination resort. So here is to the incredible future of Disneyland Paris.